In 1900, a man's strength was measured by the horse he rode. In 2025, it's measured by the car he drives, the phone he holds, and the image he sells online. Back then, men trained horses. Now machines train men. Back then, power was real. You could feel it in your hands. Today, it's pixels on a screen. The question is, did we really move forward, or did we just trade our horses for a new kind of leash? In the year 1900, life was slower, but it was real. A man woke up with the sunrise, tied his boots, and walked out to the stables. His horse wasn't just transportation. It was a companion, a tool, a test of patience and discipline. You couldn't fake being strong back then. You either had the skill to ride, the courage to fall and get back up, or you didn't. Every mile was earned through grit, not gasoline. Every journey had purpose, not convenience. That horse represented freedom, the open road, the horizon calling your name. It demanded respect. You couldn't just press a button and expect it to obey. You had to build a bond through consistency, through quiet understanding. And in return, it carried you across storms, mountains, and miles of uncertainty. But most importantly, it made men humble. You learned patience from the wild, strength from the struggle, and peace from the silence of the land. No distractions, no shortcuts. Just you, your horse, and the sound of the wind cutting through the fields. Now fast forward to 2025. The world moves faster, but hearts beat slower. We've traded reins for touch screens and the smell of dust for the glow of blue light. People still chase freedom, only now it's digital. We scroll instead of ride. We chase status instead of sunsets. And while machines made life easier, they also made men softer. The horse once trained warriors. Today's world trains consumers. And maybe that's why something deep inside us still longs for the past. Not for the horses themselves, but for the feeling of being alive while riding one. In 1900, every man understood the value of effort. If your horse didn't move, you worked harder. You fed it, trained it, cared for it, because your survival depended on it. There was a direct connection between what you gave and what you got. Life was built on responsibility, not comfort. A broken saddle meant a long walk home. A lazy day meant no food on the table. Men didn't complain, they adapted. They learned through experience, not entertainment. Today, in 2025, that connection is gone. You don't need to know how anything works, just how to swipe, click, and scroll. The car drives itself. The food arrives at your door. The job can be done from a couch. We have all the tools, all the comfort, yet somehow less satisfaction. Because deep down, humans weren't built for easy. We were built for challenge, for struggle, for growth, for motion. When a man rode a horse, he felt the power beneath him, raw, untamed, alive. He had to earn its trust. There was danger in it, and that danger built respect. Now men chase adrenaline through screens, through games, through distractions, anything to feel something again. But no virtual rush can match the heartbeat of a horse beneath your hands. In 1900, life taught men to conquer fear. In 2025, it teaches them to avoid it. And that's the silent tragedy of progress. We've made everything safer, easier, faster. But we've lost the parts of ourselves that grew in the dirt, the sweat, and the saddle. We've forgotten that the journey was the reward, not the destination. Back then, in 1900, a man and his horse were symbols of endurance. They faced the unknown together, storms, long roads, hunger, exhaustion. There was no GPS, no instant help, no guarantees. You had to rely on instinct, courage, and preparation. Every ride tested your patience, your leadership, and your will to keep moving. And when you reached your destination, you didn't brag. You thanked the horse that carried you there. That bond was sacred. Now in 2025, men ride machines that move faster than any horse ever could. Yet somehow, they feel more lost. The connection is gone. We talk to devices that don't feel, don't understand, and don't care. We get where we're going faster, but we no longer know why we're going there. The rhythm of hooves has been replaced by the hum of engines, and with it, the silence that once taught reflection has vanished. See, a horse demanded presence. You couldn't ride it while distracted. You had to be there. But today, people live half present. One eye on life, the other on a screen. We've traded awareness for convenience and wisdom for speed. The very thing that once grounded us, patience, is now called boredom. In 1900, a man's identity came from what he built with his hands. In 2025, it comes from what he posts online. The horseman looked at the horizon and saw opportunity. The modern man looks at his phone and sees comparison. And maybe that's the greatest loss. Not the horses themselves, but the humanity we left behind when we stopped riding them. In 1900, when a horse stumbled, the man didn't curse the road. He steadied the reins and learned to guide better. Every mistake was a lesson written in dust and sweat. Failure was expected, respected, even necessary. It forged character. Men were built from hard days and harder nights. And when they succeeded, it wasn't luck. It was earned. That kind of growth can't be downloaded, can't be taught in comfort. It's something you live through. But in 2025, when things get tough, most people quit. One obstacle, one rejection, one failure, and then they give up. We've been taught that struggle means something's wrong. But in truth, struggle is what makes things right. A horseman understood that the long road was never supposed to be easy. He accepted the pain because he knew it was shaping him into someone stronger. Today, comfort has replaced courage. People want the reward without the ride. They want strength without the struggle, success without sacrifice. But every generation that forgets the lessons of the saddle becomes weaker than the last. The man of 1900 could build, repair, survive. The man of 2025 can barely unplug. And yet it's not too late. That spirit still lives deep inside you. The same blood that guided a horse through storms runs through your veins. You just have to remember what it means to earn something again. To feel the weight of effort, the pride of endurance. To stop running from the hard road and start riding it. Because the man who learns to master struggle can master anything. Maybe that's what the horse really symbolized. Not speed, not status, but discipline. It taught men how to lead, how to control their impulses, how to stay calm when chaos surrounded them. It wasn't just about riding. It was about becoming someone worthy of being followed. The horse reflected its rider, strong when he was focused, wild when he lost control. And that lesson still echoes today. Because whether it's 1900 or 2025, the truth hasn't changed. You are either in control of your life, or something else is controlling you. Back then, it was the horse that needed mastering. Now it's your habits, your thoughts, your distractions. The saddle is digital, but the battle is the same. Either you take the reins, or you get dragged through the dirt of your own comfort. We can't go back to 1900, but we can bring back the mindset, that relentless spirit, that raw respect for discipline and effort. You don't need a horse to be powerful. You need courage to face hard things, patience to stay consistent, and strength to move forward even when no one's watching. So ask yourself, have you become the rider or the ridden? Are you leading your life or letting it lead you? Because real freedom was never about how fast you move. It was about who's in control. The men of 1900 rode through storms and built the world we live in. The men of 2025, they must learn to ride their minds the same way, with focus, with discipline, with fire. Only then will we stop longing for the past and start rebuilding the spirit that once made men unstoppable.